Ladies and gentlemen, children of the interwebs out there, Sebastian Envy, Strong Style, Cinephile, and The Flash. Phantoms. Let's geek about it for a scant few minutes because this episode was decent. I'd say decent. Sue Dearborn is back, which I find her to just be a completely useless character without Ralph. I'm sure it's a case of the, producers, executives, showrunner, writers, they like the actress, so like, hey, let's bring her back and have her do stuff. As long as she's not doing the stupid, bootleg Catwoman routine, I guess I'm okay with it. But just this episode was twofold. Number one, there was a report of phantoms going on in Coast City, and then the further investigation of this serial killer fire meta thing going on in Central City. So Iris decides to kind of shove Allegra aside and help Sue go to Coast City and investigate this phantom who they track down. Turns out to be a young girl who is looking for her mother because her mother abandoned her when she was young. Now she's got powers and she wants to show her mother who she is, the powers that she has, the person she has become, and maybe she will think that her mother will want her back, will think that she is special. Again, it's another parental loss, grief type of episode that's pushing my emotional buttons, so it kind of gets a little bit of props from me in that regard. Again, same thing with Chester. He thinks that the fire is stalking him in particular, that it's the ghost of his father that is coming to haunt him because he wasn't there to help his father when he got burned in a car accident. Of course, it's not. Apparently, it's a meta, or it's some sort of entity that feeds on grief. They do a deep dive into the other two victims, the other three victims, found out they were dealing with certain amounts, certain bits of grief and loss in their lives, and that's what this entity feeds on. That is not so much a meta that they're looking for, that the flames are alive. So it'll be interesting to kind of see where this goes, because as Flash tried to do his little twirly arms tornado thing, he couldn't stop the flames when they were coming in Star Labs. So if Flash can't typically zoom around and do those things to stop it, how are they going to stop it whenever they find it? So that was just the episode. It was just dealing with those two different things and two emotional things that characters are going through. The Phantom girl, Tenya, with abandonment, and then Chester with the feeling of grief for his father, that he wasn't there to help him in his time of need. So I think the actors did pretty decent with the material. Of course, they kind of gave us some ground to further plant the seeds for Allegra and Chester. They were hand-holding, talking about being friends and how close they were by the end of the episode. I thought they were going to kiss in the closing moments of that episode. I'm sure we'll get it in the next two episodes. There'll be some kind of tragedy or certain heightened situation where they're there with each other and they're just going to end up kissing. And, it's a slow burn. I appreciate the slow burn we've gotten with this because it seems genuine with them, and we know it's going to happen, so I'm fine with that and with their relationship and however it's going to go. Also, we know that Iris was kind of getting out of Central City to kind of get away from, or get her mind off of this thing that is wrong with her. And of course, Sue picks up on the fact that there's something going on with Iris, and Iris is just worried about Dion Stillforce finding whatever it is that is wrong with her that's causing her to black out, lose time, information, that sort of thing. He shows up at the end, says, hey, I found out it's not good. What that not good thing is, we'll find out next episode, I'm assuming, because that was the stinger, at the end of the episode, that he was like, it's not good. Little, sad face going on. But all in all, like I said, it was a decent episode, kind of light on action, but heavy on emotional stuff. It's just one of those things where we got to balance budget stuff versus other stuff, effects budget stuff versus other stuff. So admittedly, some episodes are just light on superhero stuff than others, or locations, because apparently Coast City has a Coast City jitters, which all they did was take the jitter set and put Coast City above it. I was as soon as I saw that, I was like, bro, that's what we're doing. Okay, it's a franchise. It's like Big Belly Burger, that apparently there's lots of them spread around the country. That's fine. I get that. But to just the blatant reuse of, like, it was just very, like, I'm an action figure collector, so I collect several toy lines, Marvel Legends and G.I. Joe Classified, Transformers, Power Rangers, Lightning Collection, Power Rangers, Marvel Legends, and G.I. Joe. Oh, and Action Force too, Valorverse. Phenomenal line, you need to dip into that. But those toy lines have reuse because it keeps the cost down. I mean, a lot of times, I mean, if they're like with Valorverse, it's a military line, so they all kind of wear a lot of the same stuff, so you can get away with kind of reuse that way. Marvel Legends, it comes down to body reuse, like reusing the bucks for the various characters. There's like a handful of different ones that they use. There's a buck for Spider-Man. There's like your average person sort of buck. There's like a super, a 7-footer type of stronger character type of buck. So there's different stuff, but a lot of the characters that fit in those sizes will reuse like that buck or whatever. It keeps the cost down. Power Rangers, Lightning Collection, I mean, it's like the base bodies are so much of the same thing. It's just they need to change up the colors, and that's about it. Minimal sculpting, change up the colors, change up the paint job, and it's a totally different figure. So I get that, keep the cost down. But to see it like just blatantly with the Coast City jitters, it just made me laugh. Man. Whatever, it is what it is. It's a budget thing. I mean, these shows, it's on the CW. It's not like these shows have like a super high budget. Anyway, it's a nitpicky thing to just go on about as I have for like the past couple minutes. But it's a small thing to spend a lot of time on. But it just made me laugh. Bottom line, it made me laugh. Didn't take away from the overall impact of the episode. Like I said, it was a pretty decent episode. Everybody did pretty good with the material, particularly Iris and Chester. It was good stuff. I was feeling what he was going through, and it was a nice focus episode for not so much Iris, I guess. I mean, it was kind of a focus episode for Iris, but it was definitely a focus episode for Chester and helping him move along and evolve and grow as a person, as a member of the team, in his relationship with Allegra, and just as a character in his own right, a strong, stable, contributing character in his own right. So I was digging it for that. So remains to be seen what the grand scheme of things is with Iris and with this, ghost, fire, grief, parasite-ish sort of meta. Remains to be seen how it all rolls out, but I'm here for it, at least see kind of where it goes. Hopefully it doesn't suck. Hopefully they stick the landing. We'll see. We'll find out together. Anyway, those are my thoughts on it, scattered as they often are. But you guys out there think, let me know in the comments below. Follow me on social media. Talk to me there. Talk to me here. Until next time, let us geek.